This topic I want to talk. I think it's imperative that people understand the importance of term limits and why we need term limits. And the reason why we need term limits is because if we don't have term limits, they get up there and they're in there for so long, they're no longer able to serve their constituency. Largely because the special interest groups and lobbyists have their talons in them. So, and incumbents is always hard to beat because they've already got the money. The lobbyists, special interest groups already have money invested in them. They don't want to let that go. Our forefathers never expected people to live up and to make a career out of being a politician. Go there, serve your district, or whatever the case may be, and go back home towards your blacksmith shop or your farm or your schoolhouse. That's where they expected it to be. And the Greeks and the Romans understood that. And we took a lot of ours from the Greek city-states. The Greeks and Romans, they wouldn't even let their judges even serve longer than, maybe 6 months, because they believed if they were up there for so long, they would become corrupt and they'd become absolute. And that's what you're seeing now. I mean, you stop and think about, in D.C., nothing gets done, and they don't really care. They act like something's getting done, but nothing's getting done, and we as the people know that nothing's getting done. You got so much bipartisanship, and let's say, for instance, this politician is in the bank with such and such company, or this lobbying group. So the only way we can get term limits is if the people, and I want to keep going back to the people have the power. They're the voters. It's their seat. And again, they determine who they want to represent them and for how long. People just got to get more actively involved and understand the issues and understand what's at stake. In a lot of aspects, our country's at stake, and we got to take it back. And that's why in the Constitution we have the power to do that. They made it clear. Our forefathers made it clear that we do have the power to do that. Take our government back if it gets to be a runaway government or a powering government. And it was based on a limited government, power to the states, power to the people. And you can see now with everything you do, the federal government's in your pocket. Somehow, some way, it's in your pocket. It's like everything else. It needs to come right down to the state and the local level and let them handle it, and it's going to be a lot easier to control than it is if you've got the federal government up here and you're up here trying to control this. It just needs to be brought down and make it simpler. It's just like basic math opposed to calculus. Calculus being the federal government, basic math being your state government. So that's what I want to do. That it's very important that we have term limits. And remember, you guys have the power to control who you elect. And if they've been up there too long, don't vote for them. Ask your representatives how long they plan on serving. Ask them these important questions. What's your stance on House Bill 76? Ask them, what do you want to do about the opioid addiction? What do you want to do about the pension plan crisis? You need to ask them this question. Because a lot of them just get up there and they just talk and they spout off. They're never, ever expecting somebody to ask them or to confront them. Well, I want that. I want them to be engaged. I mean, I was watching a little debate with Denise Shively, the Democrat that ran against Dan Mao, and he was on the WGAL, I believe, and he was talking about the fact is that you could not file bankruptcy if you're under Commonwealth. Well, yes, you can. All right, the Commonwealth, whether you're Virginia, Pennsylvania, it's just an English term. A lot of people say you have a lot of layers of government. You really have no more, no less than any other state, and we all follow under the same Constitution. So that was a fallacy, and if you don't call them on it, they're going to continue to spout off all this stuff. They don't have any idea what they're talking about, But when you're running unopposed, like Dan Mao has, you really don't have to understand the issues because you have no competition. And what are you left with? You're left with a guy that raises your gas taxes. It's supposed to go to fix the roads. Roads are not be fixing. You got a guy that's tried multiple times to bring a casino into Gettysburg, and it's failed every time. The first time was Governor Rendell, and we all know what he did to Pennsylvania, and down to Levan and down to Dan Mao. And this is last time, he tried to bring it in. On May 3rd, he went to a meeting up at Fairfield, and that's not going to happen. They want to bring in trotters, and Gettysburg is just not a place for a casino, and it was going to fall back. No matter how much they want to try to make you believe that it was going to lessen the tax burden on homeowners, that was a fallacy. It was not going to do that. It was going to create more jobs. Again, that's another fallacy. It was going to be the same kind of jobs they're basically doing now, retail. So, I don't know how much money he had invested in this or what his kickback was going to be, but he wasn't serving the people. And if he was, he would let people know that he was for the casino instead of just kind of sliding around and just trying to avoid the issue and avoid the people asking him, why are you for the casino? It actually dropped home values quite tremendously. Then you got to widen the roads. Then you have to put more police on, and then the domestic abuse would rise up, and then all the negative connotations that come with having a casino would have come right into Gettysburg. And this is not the town, and that people would never accepted it, and it never would have worked. You got a lot of casinos now, barely able to make it. So anybody believes that a casino would have worked in Gettysburg has to be delusional. But again, it's not going to happen. It turned down. It was turned down, pulled out, whatever the case may be. But the bottom line, it's not going to be here. So we could put that to rest. That's all I have to say on that. Just just be aware of the issues and the people that you want to elect. Get to know them, and hopefully the representatives will take the time to get to know you. I've been knocking on a lot of doors so far in Middletown. I met a lot of great people, and it's unfortunate that a lot of them don't understand the House Bill 76, and they have not heard of it. And I'm doing everything I can in my power to try to get people to be more aware of it. On July 15th at the Farnsworth House from 1 to 4 o'clock, I'll be putting on a presentation, so I will be able to enlighten a lot of voters on exactly how the House Bill 76 is going to work. And I'm going to get into that in the next segment. So, and again, it's on my website as well. And that's all I'm going to say on that. So I want to thank you for joining in on this segment. Thank you.